question.
Indeed, something special, David. Thanks. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, we've got Marcus Morris. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the center, filling out the middle. And the wide open shot from Morris. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Here's Jackson. Following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Got a hand on it. On the wing, Doncic. He's covered by Leonard. He gets that one.
What a pass by Luka Doncic. He's got tremendous size, and obviously they want the ball in his hands.
Now, here's George. It's George on the wing. On the wing, Jackson. Guarded by Doncic. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's Morris. Clock is at 3. Good, nice job down low.
Well, this is the area of the floor where Marcus Morris can be a problem because of that frame and that game. Look out, gentlemen.
Jackson against Doncic. Top of the key, Porzingis. Pass to Finney Smith. And here's Richardson outside. Morris with the rebound. Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. The shot by George, wide open. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
This is one of Paul George's go-to shots. His confidence and ability to rise and fire quickly from the mid-range, crucial.
The pass to Porzingis. Shoots over Zubac. He can't get that one to fall. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Right side, Leonard.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
Here's Doncic, following the basket by Marcus Morris. Doncic against Jackson, and that one's good. Doncic.
Just another way, Luka Doncic is such a tough cover. This guy's knack for getting into the painted area and converting both easy shots and contested shots.
Now, here is George. Leonard, the pass to Zubac. That one, no good. The Mavericks have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Finney Smith. It's good on the putback.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Here's George. Jackson up top. And George kicks to Jackson. Over Doncic. A 3 from Morris. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
And Morris has got the ball here for the Los Angeles Clippers. Doncic with the steal. Fast break, Dallas. Richardson gets a wide open look. Richardson missing again.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
From deep, George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got 5.
Now, Paul George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot guy. Measures the shot before receiving the pass. It's hard to guard.
Passes it to Porzingis. And here is Kleba. Richardson outside. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
the real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Now here's Jackson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And Leonard has it in the corner. Lock at 6. Here's George. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, Paul George routinely making these difficult shots look easy. He's showing how dominant he truly is.
From deep. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Clippers lead. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Man, why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Beverly in at the point guard position. And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the mobile 1 block.
And he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
Morris. And good as it just snugs right down through the net.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the Mavericks have their young star tandem in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. KP said, we can be a pretty deadly duo. It's only going to be a matter of time. Once we get that two-man game going, it's going to be hard to stop. Guys, it's already hard to stop. Back to you.
Team on the rise, David. Thank you so much. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Kawhi Leonard's length and shot-making ability on the interior is problematic for the defense.
And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach Doris to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Brunson against Rondo. Launches it. Dallas again missing. Clippers leading by 6. Here's Mann. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important. And then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well, to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Well, in today's NBA, you've got to be able to play in pick and roll, and Hardaway doing work right there.
Rondo passes to Cousins. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Not a problem. First turnover of the game, but overall, I like how they're taking care of the basketball.
And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Outside, Redick. It's Powell on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Dallas needs to get off a shot. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
You have to love the intensity that Powell plays with on the glass, using that long body to track down those offensive boards.
1:58 left here in the second. Got a piece of it. Redick against Kennard. No good there. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Hardaway passes to Cauley-Stein. And the rejection by Cousins.
The aggressive defense by DeMarcus Cousins, not content to just alter it, send it back.
On the wing, Hardaway. The dish now to Powell. Redick passes to Cauley-Stein. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Here's Doncic. Over Beverley. Here's Kleber. And it's blocked. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Oturu. Richardson covering. Oturu's shot is off. The Mavericks shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
And Richardson drops them both.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
Now Beverley. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Yeah, Patrick Beverley making it easy for his teammate to score.
Doncic feeling it out. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Doncic.
Yeah, simply stated, you have to take care of the basketball, and they don't on that possession.
Here's Beverley. 36 seconds left in the second quarter. Pass to Kennard. Here's Oturu. Down low. Porzingis with the steal. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop. And the shot goes in. Richardson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, what a feel Luka Doncic brings to the game. This guy always willing to get his teammates involved.
Beverley with the ball. Pass to Kennard. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so, okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They were never able to get the lead above. And that
second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Nice game, great performance by Marcus Morris.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Doncic out there with Richardson. Then there's Dwight Powell. And there's Porzingis. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. It's 2-on-1. Here's George. Doncic with the steal. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Richardson's running. Doncic passes to Powell. Richardson kicks to Finney-Smith. Some nice passing here by Dallas. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Doncic. Kept alive. Los Angeles leading by 4. Here's Jackson. Here's George. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. George has got 9 points.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Doncic against Jackson. Here's Doncic. from 17 feet out. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Well, the offensive IQ of Luka Doncic is special. This guy has every shot in his arsenal.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Stolen by Zubac. Outside Jackson. Now, here is George. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Leonard. Yep, that one goes in there. And the Clippers lead by 6. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
Here's Richardson. Trains the 19-footer. 9 points in the game so far. Here's George. There's the pass to Zubac. Leonard looking over the floor. Back to Zubac. 5 to shoot. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Mavericks trail by 4. Over in the corner, Doncic. And it's good off the back rim and in. Doncic has got 4 points this quarter.
And now you can see the D having problems stopping the mid-range jumper, just not really closing out as much as they need to.
Here's Leonard, and foul on the... And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
Redick is in the corner. Launches a 3. Here's Cauley Stein. And the call. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And Cauley Stein has drawn comparisons to Tyson Chandler due to his length and athleticism. It's important he continues to get better.
And he's good on the second. And here's Rondo. Kennard for three. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. The third quarter comes to a close. Clippers. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Clippers leading by 6. They've got Ivica Zubac. Batum's out there with Luke Kennard. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Beverly in at the shooting guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Now Kennard. Shot from the wing. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Kennard's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Los Angeles. Rondo against Brunson. Outside Hardaway. Four on the shot clock. Nails the wide open jump shot. And Los Angeles guys shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it. Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. So for the Clippers, Morris is checked in for Batum. Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Paul George in for Rajon Rondo. Mavericks trail by 6. Passes it to Cauley Stein. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Brunson. The three. They get it again. Marjanovic passes to Cauley Stein. Burke kicks to Brunson. He dishes it to Cauley Stein. Just 5 to shoot. Second shot opportunity. Brunson, no good.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Josh Richardson's checked in for the Mavericks. Doncic comes in for Jalen Brunson. Inside and stolen by Richardson. Pass break Dallas. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
George dishes to Beverly. Back to George. That one misses. And the Mavericks going the other way now. And he commits the intentional foul. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for the Clippers. The Mavericks also with a sub. Porzingis is checked in. Doncic against Beverly. And here's Porzingis for a three. Dallas moving the ball around. Here's Doncic. And that one hits back iron. Clippers leading by 4. Here's Leonard. And finished off by Leonard.
There's a real knack for understanding when a guy is uncovered. And Paul George's court awareness on display right there. Beautiful.
Doncic outside. Richardson outside. Back to Doncic. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And offensively, a little bit of a careless toss. You could have used a better angle on that pass.
Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Beverly with the ball. Left side, Leonard. Banked in off the glass. Leonard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. There's the triple. The Clippers grab the miss. Cousins has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. George George looking over the floor. 1:16 left in the fourth quarter. Where did that come from?
Holy goodness.
It was beautiful. Beverly against Doncic. And the Mavericks call time here. They're down by 8. There's a minute left here in the fourth quarter. And now we present our New Balance player of the game, Paul George.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He told his guys, that team is not going to give it to us. We have to take it. That means staying aggressive and playing with no fear. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, David. Back to Jackson. Outside, George.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
The drive by Doncic. Kleba, the pass to Finney-Smith. Lets it go with the three. It's hauled in by Zubac. George against Richardson for the three. And Paul George with the three. And now a 10-point Clipper lead.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. It's great to be with you on a Monday afternoon as we get set for this broadcast. Looking now at the lineup for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
They say misery loves company, and both teams now suffering with injuries. But in the end, it balances out.
Now the starting group for the Denver Nuggets. Cole is out there with Jokic. Then it's Aaron Gordon, and it's Rivers, and it's Porter in at the shooting guard. And for Los Angeles, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Oturu in at the 5 down low. Rebound by the Clippers.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
And that one's good, Leonard. Right now, both these sides dealing with injuries. We won't be seeing either of them at 100%.
I agree with you, Kevin. It's been tough for both of these teams as they work through their rotations due to the injury bug. Credit goes to not only the coaches for trying to plug the holes and manage their rosters, but to the players. You know, when you're a pro, even if you're not initially in the rotation, you've got to always be ready to go. And these guys have stepped up well, the reserves.
Oh, Porter in position.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on time and on target.
It's George on the wing. The shot from 20 feet away. Misses off the left iron.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And finished off by Porter.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Beverly, the pass to Oturu. Shot clock at 6. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Here's George. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
And this is one of George's main strengths, a phenomenal mid-range score.
Rivers against Beverly. Now Rivers. Feeds it to Bowl. Outside Gordon. Trying to find Jokic. Gets it to him. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Los Angeles. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Shot from 12. A nice shot by George.
I love the activity. George is not just a perimeter player, folks. You can depend on him down low, too.
And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for the Nuggets. Trailing by 2. Outside Gordon. Passes to Jokic. Pass to Rivers. Zubats against Jokic. Back to Rivers. Just 5 on the clock. And the rejection by Zubats. Jokic finds Rivers. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And Los Angeles with some changes. DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Zubats. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Paul Millsap's checked in for Denver. Shaquille Harris comes in for Porter. Rondo with it. Pass to Cousins. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
Boy, a very capable passer. DeMarcus Cousins does a solid job recognizing where to go with the ball.
Rivers passes to Millsap. Double team on Millsap. The Nuggets moving the ball around. Elbow shot is on the way. And another miss by Denver. Los Angeles leading by 4. And it's Rondo penetrating. The dish to Batum. And the pass to George. Again, the Clippers.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Here's Jokic. Rivers passes to Jokic. Over Cousins. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
Jokic is such a developed offensive player. He's really good at taking advantage of these mid-range spots.
Here's Rondo. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Kennard. Tries from 16, and it's the Clippers scoring again.
Oh, great ball movement there.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Harrison kicks to Gordon. To the middle. Pass to Rivers. At 3 off the mark. And now the fast break. George with the ball. On the wing, George. And he gets it to go. Hitting off the back of the rim. George has got 8 points.
Boy, the confidence that George brings to his game is also confidence that impacts and injects his teammates. He's a high.
And so the first quarter is in the books. The Clippers on top, up by 8. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles.
Southwest, I mean, you need to put your...
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Clippers.
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. If nothing else works, they can always fall back on the jump shot.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
Taking a look at the Nuggets. Morris is out there with Harrison. Then there's Paul Millsap. And it's Green, and it's McGee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scales.
Harrison passes to Morris. Here's Millsap. He kicks to Green. Morris, left side. Back to Harrison. From deep three-point range, Cousins pulls it in. Clippers leading by 4, and they're running. Back to Kennard. Jackson from long range. Good work defensively by Morris. For Denver, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Harrison kicks to Morris. And a miss there on the triple. Now the Clippers with it. No points yet here in the second quarter for them. Pass to Kennard. From deep. And the Clippers miss again.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
McGee makes it off the glass.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Outside Jackson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 4.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
He lobs it up. It's deflected. Now the Clippers moving it up. Floats it up for Cousins. Jackson dishes to Batum. Jackson looking around. Now here's Kennard. Tight defense on him. Over Harrison. That shot no good. And the Nuggets going the other way. And they're on the break. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Hey, you know, guys, McGee has won back-to-back titles with the Warriors. You know, that's not too bad for a journeyman.
Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, Wilson. Gary Payton, I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school, and it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy, he would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
The pass to Beverly. Zubac's with it, and it's blocked.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
Boy, that's a look. He has to finish, and he knows it. Blown opportunity.
Rondo with the ball. Picked up by Rivers. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in, and a switcher also for Denver. Jokic is checked in for JaVale McGee. And Rivers gets it to go in on the assist by Porter. Rivers has got the lead up to 2 now for Denver. And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Right side Leonard. Lots of room. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
Rivers against Beverly. Rivers surveying the D. Here's Jokic, drilled from 6 feet. And the Nuggets lead by 2.
Jokic doing a nice job getting right to the spot and capitalizing, taking advantage of the high percentage shots.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Some struggles for Denver in the first quarter. The deficit for them at one point grew to 8. And that'll...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Paul George really making a difference here.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
You know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Ivica Zubac is out there with Kawhi Leonard.
Are you kidding me?
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Well, I tell you what, guys, the young kids like to say, that's doing too much. That falls into that category. That was too much.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
And here are the Clippers now. A 2-point game. Here's Oturu, and the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
You know, guys, sometimes that just happens, but you don't like to see it when the game is this close.
And here's Rivers. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Jokic, no good.
Boy, defense non-existent there, but they catch a break as he whiffs it.
And drafted with the 41st pick back in 2014. How about this, Jokic, the definition of a sleeper pick. He was actually asleep when the Nuggets drafted him.
The story goes on that his brother called him up trying to congratulate him, and Nico hung up in his face. How about that? Didn't hear the news until the next morning. He certainly has a different way of going about things, but there's no denying he's got a lot of game, and it's fun to watch.
And that one's good by Porter.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Now, here is George. He's got 8. And it's Leonard at the elbow. Clock at 6. Out to the right wing. And play stops as it looks like they call him over the back here.
You want your team to be aggressive on the glass, but he was a little too zealous for that rebound.
Yeah, it appeared to me as he was trying to get a piggyback ride, man. That's an easy call to make and gonna be called every time.
Jackson, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. The Nuggets also changing it up. Paul Millsap is checked in for Bol. And it's Shaquille Harrison in for Rivers.
At his size, Jokic a threat to throw it down, showing you how dominant he can be inside.
George passes to Zubac. Over Millsap. Los Angeles with another miss. The Nuggets leading by 4. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. JaVale McGee's checked in for Jokic. Green comes in for Aaron Gordon. And Morris subbed in for Porter. Morris outside. Inside, here's Millsap. Here's McGee. Outside, Green. Passes to Harrison. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. 5 on the clock. A 3 from Morris. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. 1:57 left in the third quarter of the game. Outside for Jackson. At the elbow, Batum. His first shot coming late. Millsap grabs the miss.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Harrison passes to McGee. Lobbed up there for Green. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Well, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
Now here's Jackson. He's guarded closely. Offensive rebound. And no good that time. The Nuggets leading by 6. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And he makes that one. McGee's got 6.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Rondo passes to Batum. Back to Rondo. Here's Denver now. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Batum finds Zubats. And Jackson throws it down hard.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
Morris against Rondo. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got the lead up to 8 now for the Nuggets.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Rondo looking around. Pass to Man. Now Zubats. Here's Man. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
Resourceful move there, ending the period.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Right back after this break. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And Denver will start the fourth quarter with Paul Millsap out there with Green. Then it's Aaron Gordon, and it's Rivers, and it's Chanchar in at the 2. Rondo dishes to Beverly. Good on the shot.
And Beverly is a menace inside. I mean, incredibly crafty at finding ways to score down there.
And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. 6-point lead. Outside Millsap. Fires from deep. The putback. It's good on the putback.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Outside Leonard. It's stolen by Green. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Floats it up for Millsap, and it's slammed in by Millsap.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I think the pass was even better. I mean, that was room service delivery at its finest.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Hey, and George really is one of the better dunkers in the league, actually one of the best. He's creative, he's got great bounce, excellent length, and pretty creative every time he gets a chance to throw it down.
Pass to McGee. And the shot goes down. And the Nuggets lead by 12. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Now Rivers. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Bull can't hit.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
1:30 left in the game. Now the pass to Bull. Kicks it to Porter. Shot clock at 5. Cuts off the pass. Here's George. Passes it to Beverly. The tray. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for Denver.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for JaVale McGee.
Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
Here's Bull. And again, Denver no good. And so here are the Clippers. Trailing by 10. Nobody near Leonard. No good from outside. And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
And Zubats picks up the foul. That's his first foul. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Back to Morris. Campazzo. The Nuggets with another miss. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Hey, you can't forget about this now. Rondo's average double-digit assists multiple seasons. As good a passer as any.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Clippers, Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the 3. And it's Lillard missing. Up top, Leonard, guarded by Powell. Leonard, the pass to Zubac from outside the arc. And it's rebounded by Covington.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Nurkic in the post, working on Zubac. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Poked loose. Nurkic with the steal. Here's McCollum. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight, Chris. What an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Oh, Kevin, there are some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It will be a fun matchup to watch.
Now Morris, after the miss 3 from Damian Lillard. And it's Leonard missing. Here is Lillard. Passes it to Nurkic. It's Powell on the wing. Lillard left side, lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Not how you want to start the game. 4 straight misses. I'd like to see some better ball movement from you.
and busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Now, here's Lillard. Fires the three. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
He just can't find the touch this quarter. He's got to keep grinding, though, and looking for the best shot possible.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And you can tell he feels he should have had it still. The hustle was impressive.
Leonard on the wing. Back to Beverly. George against McCollum. Just 5 on the clock. Nurkic with the steal. Here's Powell. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
George dishes to Leonard. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, it's his first trip to the line.
Terrific form at the line throughout last season. 89% on the year.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Morris. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for George. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
1:52 left in the first quarter of the game. Trailblazers moving the ball around. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And the Clippers making a change here. Jackson's checked in. And so Cousins will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Taken away. Jones, the pass to Carmelo. Kicks it out to McCollum. Pass to Simons. 6 to shoot. Here's Cantor. The three from McCollum. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Trailblazers trail by 4. The drive by Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
I mean, it's encouraging to see Cantor finish on the drive. The D has to offer more resistance.
Kennard on the wing. And again, it's the Clippers missing. For Portland, they've gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. McCollum, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Cantor. It's good. This game is all even.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, Cantor has led the league in offensive boarding rates. I mean, when you think about it, perhaps the best at picking up his teammates' misses.
Now here's Jackson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And it's Anthony with the jam.
I mean, look, he's evolved as a passer over the course of his career. Get to the right spot, McCollum will find you.
McCollum against Jackson. Feeds to Cousins. Right side, Batum. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's his first foul.
And guys, as soon as you start going over and through a rebounder, you're probably going to get whistled for over the back.
A little too aggressive. You appreciate the hustle, but you want to be smarter.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Trailblazers lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Stick.
I look to the times where things are going well. So this is going to come to pass. You know, someday this is going to be history.
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Yeah, it's a gambling style that pays off, keeping things in disarray for that offense.
Here are the five Portland has to start the second quarter. They've got Norman Powell. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony. Then there's Derek Jones. And it's Lillard in at the point guard.
And doing much better now in that first quarter, converting less than 30% of their field goal opportunities, bouncing back nicely here in the second.
Lillard from outside. Anthony kicks to Lillard. Back to Anthony. Here's Kanter. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Kanter's got 6.
Strong finish by Kanter. The contact doesn't seem to affect his mechanics at all.
Jackson with the bounce pass. Three-pointer. And it's Portland with the rebound. Kanter's got his 5th rebound in this one. And it's Cousins with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. A different look for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac has checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. And Georgia subbed in for Luke Kennard. Simons, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Knocked loose. Stolen by Jackson. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Los Angeles. For Portland, they've got only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop.
This is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Kanter. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
Beverly with the ball. No points in the game yet for him. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Here's Simons, defended by Beverly. In the corner, Powell with it. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's George. Scored the basket, his 2nd of 2 attempts. Greg, you were a feared ball hawk in your playing days, and I know you see similar players playing today.
No doubt about that, you know, Ben Simmons, a player at 6'10" with those hands. He's incredible to watch on that. And how about Fred VanVleet, though? He's a guy, they say he's 6'1". I don't know, but he gets into you and competes, man. And that's the beauty of our game. You know, you can be as big as the trees and have a major impact, or you can be one of those little fellas, as they like to call us, and be equally as effective on the floor.
Like the Chris Pauls, the Patrick Beverleys, there are a lot of those guys that play the ball like you did so well. Yeah, right. Great players. Takes the 3. Sinks the triple. George has got the lead up to 6 now for Los Angeles.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Here's Simons, defended by Beverly. Simons, the pass to Jones. To the right side. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Both teams will make substitutions. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile 1 block.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Outside for George. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Leonard, the pass to Rondo. Leonard against McCollum. And the Clippers miss again.
With the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jump. Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
52 seconds left in the first half.
Well, look, if you're out there with Rondo, you find some open space, and he's going to find you.
And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. They trail by 6. Three-point range. Connects from three-point range. Lillard's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside Rondo. In the corner. George with it. 24 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And good that time.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Rondo against Lillard. And Lillard throws it down.
Respect the leaping ability of Lillard or you'll get dunked on.
In the corner, it's Morris. Back to Rondo. And that's it for the first half of action. Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They got motivated in that second. And that...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Paul George really making a difference here.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue.
A true go-to option on offense. Leonard knows this team depends on him to take and make those big shots.
McCollum against George. McCollum kicks to Covington. Just 5 to shoot. Powell dishes to Lillard. And they pick up 2. That's 7 points for Lillard.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Down low, Nurkic with the steal. And oh, here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from McCollum.
This is who McCollum is, someone who's ready to fire as soon as the ball touches his hands.
Now Beverley. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. The pass to George. Puts up a 3. That's no good, but just his first miss in 5 shots. And for Portland, they're shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Powell, that's good.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Outside, George. Morris, left side. And the shot is good.
Terrific use of the catch-and-shoot jumper for Morris, catching the D flat-footed and torching them as a result.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Back to McCollum. Lillard looking around. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. A different look for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Luke Kennard comes in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Portland. And Fernie Simons comes in for Lillard. To the paint. A baseline J. Leonard finds Morris. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Anthony down low. He's guarded by Cousins. Back to Anthony. It's stolen by Morris. And here's the fast break. Right side, Leonard. Pass to Cousins. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. And it's Leonard missing.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
The drive by Anthony, and it goes down 2 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Leonard on the wing. He kicks it to Cousins. On the wing, Jackson. Nurkic with the steal. And now Portland on the break. Back to Powell. Passes it to Simons. For the tie. And he gets the whistle. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Simons, and it's sent back by Morris. Third quarter comes to a close, and a battle brings it to a tie. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session tomorrow.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Giles is out there with Derek Jones, and it's Cantor in at the center, filling out the middle. Batum finds Zubac, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Jackson. It's George on the wing, defended by Jones. Pass to Zubac, and a wide-open look for Rondo. The rebound by Giles.
He's as surprised as anyone with that miss. When he's left alone like that, you can usually count it.
Cantor trying to free himself up, and the basket by McCollum.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
Beverly wide open. His three-pointer's off the mark. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Cantor kicks to Lillard. 4 on the clock. And he comes up with the deuce.
And whether he's creating for himself or spotting up, Lillard's jumper is whizzing.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's George. And then George with the jam.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Back to Lillard. Uncovered. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
A nice shot by George.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Here's Lillard. To the inside. McCollum kicks to Lillard. Beverly against McCollum. Kicks it out to Lillard. Again, the miss by Lillard.
Not his best day from three-point range. I mean, just won in the first half and still looking for his first here in half number 2.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Robert Covington's checked in for Portland. Norman Powell comes in for Jones. Lillard from outside drains it from beyond the arc. Lillard's got 5 points now this quarter.
He wants the ball. They want him to have the ball. And as usual, he comes through in the clutch.
We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. And here's Morris for 3. He can't get it to go. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Here's the 3. And it's Lillard missing. Clippers trail by 3. George with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. George against McCollum. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Robert Covington picks one up.
And the defense knows George can score from there, which is what forces them to kind of compromise at times defensively.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Anthony comes in for Norman Powell, and Jones subbed in for C.J. McCollum. Lillard dishes to Cantor. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And the Trailblazers lead by 3.
Oh, the experience helping Cantor there. He doesn't shy away from taking big shots.
Morris passes to Leonard. We've got 1:08 left in the fourth quarter. Portland leading by 3. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So it gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
But they get what they want out of that trip. Now a 2-possession game.
It's George on the wing. On the wing, Morris. Back to George. Wide open look here for Zubac. Los Angeles with another miss. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside, Jones. And there's the pass to Covington. Lillard outside. From deep. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. on the wide open shot for Morris. Missed. And so it's Portland winning this one. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it. and getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the... And they'll have some minutes to make up for it with an injury in their roster.
Compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Oturu in at the 4 spot. And for the Mavericks, Richardson is out there with Luka Doncic. Then there's Cauley Stein. And there's Porzingis. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 slot.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. We have got to see that sensational mobile 1 block again.
some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
And here are the Clippers now. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Right wing. Pass to Zubac. It's George on the wing.
You got it. Come on.
The wing jumper off target. Now the Mavericks with it. Here's Porzingis. It's hauled in by George.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
We play just over a minute here in the first. And here is Doncic. The wide open look here for Porzingis. Off target from three-point range. Here's Oturu. Guarded by Doncic. And the basket by Oturu.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
Yeah, no stopping him on that play. Sometimes even the taller defenders are helpless to stop him.
Ollie Stein finds Porzingis. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Outside, George. Kicks it out to Leonard. Just 4 to shoot. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Richardson's running. Fires from 18. That one doesn't go. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. Passes to Finney Smith. Here's Doncic. Defended by Beverly. The drive by Doncic. Over Beverly. Tries again. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple of guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul, 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, witnessing his journey to greatness, all the while he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst partner, but a fan and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. Hardaway finds Powell. Another shot. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
So many different offenses that Tim Hardaway Jr. has played in, but he's trying to improve in his on-court awareness. A good show of it there.
George passes to Morris. Outside for George. Jackson against Brunson. And there's Jackson on the assist by George.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
And the dunk by Doncic.
Creative at finding ways to just cut inside there. Doncic, a guy you must keep your eyes on.
Jackson kicks to Patterson. The dish to George. And he banks in the layup.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. The pass to Powell. Back to Brunson. The reverse. He lays it in.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
There's 39 seconds left to play here in the first. Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Kennard against Doncic. Up again. Dishes to Patterson. Here's Morris. just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. Hardaway passes to Powell. Back to Hardaway. This one for three. The offensive rebound. That shot misses. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Mavericks ahead. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
Yeah, looking for a spark here, and the coach tapped the right guys to get out there and provide it.
Here are the five the Clippers have to start the second. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Morris. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Kennard in at the two-guard spot. Cousins with it. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Drops in the layup for two. George has got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Clippers. Now Brunson. Outside, Redick. Jackson against Brunson. To the middle. And that one's good. Marjanovic has got the lead up to two now for the Mavs.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Pass to Kennard. Now Morris. Lets it go from the wing. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. And it's the Mavericks with the ball. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. Five to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Wide open look here for Cauley Stein. No good from outside. The Clippers shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Out to Morris. Cousins dishes to Morris. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Here's Hardaway. The 18-footer is right on the mark. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
Well, that's a rhythm shot, and when Tim Hardaway Jr. finds that kind of rhythm, he becomes a much more solid offensive option.
Jackson in the corner. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. It's Redick on the wing. Kennard covering. Brunson kicks to Redick. Shoots. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Outside Jackson. Here's Cousins. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Back to George. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Dallas.
Wouldn't surprise me to see him find his touch and still be a factor. Don't count them out yet.
And now the fast break. George with the ball. Gets that one to drop. That's his third field goal in 8 tries.
You know, always talk about the first 2 steps in transition, and Paul George out quick and decisively that time.
Redick against Kennard. .124 left now here in the second. Here's Redick. Off the left rim and out.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical. And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That is his first foul of the game. And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Beverly's checked in. Now here's Doncic. In the corner, Powell with it. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Powell's got his second basket of the game.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Now, here's George. He's got 6. Over in the corner, Beverly. Offline with his 3.
Really excellent defense there. They know he's capable of knocking it down from the outside, and they could not have played him better.
Doncic passes to Richardson. Back to Doncic. Powell kicks to Richardson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Doncic, no good. Here's George. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. At the end of the period, they were up by 2. And that'll do it for...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Greg, you were drafted 12th overall by the New York Knicks and then 2nd overall by the Grizzlies in the expansion draft. So you've had a very unique view of being in that position in 2 different settings.
Yeah, I mean, 2 very different cities, but really each beautiful in its own way. The New York draft, obviously coming out of college, that was like a dream come true to go and play for Pat Riley and then get the opportunity to go and be a part of a brand new team in a new country, if you will, was also a really cool experience as well.
I hope we can take a petition started by you and me to get the NBA back in Vancouver. I miss
and
going
Seattle,
to
right? Let's get back in both
Seattle.
those cities.
Exactly. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Cauley Stein, Luka Doncic out there with Richardson. And there's Porzingis, and it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward. Now, here's Doncic. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Zubac against Porzingis. Count it. And now it's an 8-point Maverick lead.
Porzingis just dialing that one in from the mid-range. Pretty smooth for a 7'3" professional basketball player.
Now here's Beverly. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Morris outside. Shot, high post. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Cauley Stein passes to Porzingis. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That'll be his second foul of the game. A different look for Dallas. Maxi Kleber comes in for Cauley Stein. And it's Burke in for Luka Doncic. Now here's Burke. Finney-Smith passes to Porzingis. The 10-footer shoots over Patterson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Patrick Patterson. The Mavericks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Well, Porzingis in the early part of his career has had some phenomenal first halves of seasons. In the second half has faded. You really just want to see a complete year from Kristaps Porzingis where he can dominate.
Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Jackson, he's checked in for Los Angeles.
You talk about things at halftime, and then you come out and you go 0 for 3. I'm sure that wasn't up on the board.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Leonard with the steal.
Ill-advised pass on that one, guys. I mean, he had to know there was a man there in position to get that turnover.
Here's Oturu. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
And he makes both free throws. And so here is Dallas. Now here's Burke. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Now here's Burke. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. He kicks to Powell. Pass to Porzingis. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 8.
Something sapped them of their energy defensively since halftime. In the first half, out there scrambling, running, hustling. Since then, not so much.
And the rejection by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. 1:36 left in the third quarter. And so they foul intentionally. Patrick Beverley, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Outside Leonard. High arcing shot, and the layup is good.
I mean, where is this stuff coming from Kawhi Leonard? What can't he do that time with the floater?
Dallas leading by 6. Outside Hardaway. And here is Burke. Back to Hardaway. 6 on the shot clock. Clippers trail by 6. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Powell with the steal. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Passes it to Richardson. Wide open shot is on the money.
Just a tiny bit of room there for Josh Richardson. And once the screen gives him that, it's golden.
The pass to Mann. 29 seconds left in the third quarter. Beverley with the ball. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Just 3 to shoot. Leonard. Good work there as it goes.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Now Burke. From deep. Oh, and he beat it.
Did they just do that, Kevin? They just did that.
Wow. And so it's Dallas in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we note, is peripheral vision.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, we've got Patrick Beverley. He's out there with Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Oturu in at the 4 slot. Here's Doncic. It's hauled in by Beverley.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
And with that, the Maverick lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from George.
His range goes out a lot further, but didn't need to on that possession.
Doncic kicks to Finney-Smith. From outside, off the mark. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Here's Doncic. Pass to Cauley-Stein. Back to Doncic. Good. And the Mavericks lead by 5.
And with good length and athleticism, Doncic not only gets to the rim, but boy, can he finish.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. A different look for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. And Josh Richardson subbed in for J.J. Redick. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for the Clippers. Kicks it out to Leonard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Good scorers have that ability. When Leonard gets that deep, it's usually a bucket, a trip to the free throw line, or both.
Leonard hits them both.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Doncic passes to Richardson. Back to Doncic. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got 4 rebounds in this game. Floats it up for Cousins. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Well, there's a nice connection between Cousins and what they're doing in terms of throwing him the ball at the rim. Outstanding at knowing when to jump and how to finish.
Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Here's the Clippers. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Offensive rebound. Leonard kicks to George. To take the lead, and he lays it straight in.
That's why you turn to Paul George. These moments are for PG.
Doncic against Beverly. Doncic passes to Richardson, and stolen by Cousins. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
I mean, this is a battle-tested young player. Leonard's willing to put the team on his back when they really need a bucket.
Mavericks trailed by 3. 1:41 left to play here in the 4th. Now, here's Doncic. Here's Marjanovic. Count that bucket.
And there's no quit when it comes to battling there until the final whistle. What a putback.
Well, great timing as well. Swiss watch kind of moments. 4th quarter, close game. That could have been a 4-point swing.
Porzingis, he's checked in for Dallas. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Feeds it to Beverly. Leonard against Hardaway. Right side, Leonard. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Leonard's got the lead up to 3 now for Los Angeles. And it's the Mavericks with the ball. 1:11 left in the 4th. And here is Doncic. From deep. But they recover it. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers have gotten 7 of their 8 shots to fall here in the 4th. A tremendous offensive outburst. Hardaway against George. Pass to Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. Got it.
And now the go-to guy in these situations. Leonard can handle that kind of pressure in the big moment as well as anyone.
Doncic against Leonard. It's good. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
That is world class.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
Doncic against Beverly. Here's Leonard. Money!
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
Here's Doncic. Good!
Incredible. Doncic decides he wants to take over, and that's his personality. He comes up with the goods on that one. And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, that'll ice it right there. Not everybody can keep their composure at the line in such a big situation.
So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The city of Denver is in full motion tonight. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the five for the Clippers. We've got Marcus Morris. Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the three, the small forward. And for the Nuggets, Cole is out there with Jokic. Then there's Austin Rivers. Then it's Michael Porter. And it's Gordon in at the three slot.
And for Jokic, a slow start to last season. Came in heavy, lost over 20 pounds as he played his way into shape. And boy, did he come on strong down the stretch.
The shot by George, no good.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Beverley. It's blocked. Jokic against Morris. Jokic with the bucket. Jokic has got his second bucket of the game to go. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is never going to be the most explosive athlete, but some have questioned his conditioning, even his motor. What do you see?
I mean, the crazy thing is, even with those questions, he regularly puts up box scores we haven't seen in half a century. But to win it all, you've got to leave no stone unturned. And I think for a young player, he's got to make more of a commitment to his body. And I think we will see that in time.
That one falls.
And not just a scorer, but a distributor as well. Porter's court awareness is really impressive.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
George against Porter. A nice shot by George.
Well, Paul George is not just a gifted perimeter shooter. That touch on the interior is impressive.
Rivers scanning the floor. Pass to Porter. In the corner, it's Gordon. Bull kicks to Rivers. Gordon, the pass to Porter. Rivers trying to get open. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Talk about hitting the ground running. 4 for 5 to start.
The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Porter against George. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
And it's in there.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Outside, George, stolen by Rivers. And now Jokic pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And Jokic throws it down.
Well, the coaching staff loves seeing this kind of playmaking from Austin Rivers, the willingness to share the basketball.
Leonard draws the double, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You two players.
Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
And it's the Nuggets with the ball. The Nuggets on offense. They're on a 12-4 run. Millsap at the elbow. Paul George with the steal. From deep. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got 7 points.
Well, you love how Paul George gets his feet under him first on these catch and shoot. His pre-shot routine is so important.
Jokic high post. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Rajon Rondo. This is his first free throw of the game. Jermichael Green, he's checked in for Nikola Jokic. The Clippers also making some changes. Mann's checked in, and it's Luke Kennard in for George. In the corner, Kennard with it. 59 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Floats it up for Cousins.
2 things we know unequivocally about DeMarcus Cousins. This man has big-time talent, and he's got big-time competitive spirit.
Here's Harrison. Green deciding where to go with it. To the paint. The shot by Harrison, no good. Clippers trail by 5. Stolen by Gordon. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. And the rejection by Cousins.
7'6" wingspan in the house, and he says, get it out of here.
A different look for Denver. JaVale McGee comes in for Aaron Gordon, and Morris subbed in for Rivers. 24 seconds left here in the first quarter. Harrison passes to McGee. There's the feed to Millsap. Back to McGee. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And here is Los Angeles now. Now, here's Kennard. Jacks up a three. Doesn't go that time. Got it up. Unable to get that one. Jokic firing on all cylinders for Denver. That quarter had its... And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And the Nuggets, guys, what jumps out to you numbers-wise?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Denver, we've got Paul Millsap. Porter is out there with Harrison. And it's Green, and it's McGee in at the 5. And so Green will bring it up for the Denver Nuggets. Leading by 5. Here's Millsap, and he uses the glass on the layup. Millsap's got his first basket. A lot of great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. Do you think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question, and believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, and I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that.
No, we don't do that.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Beverly's checked in. Outside, Green. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That'll be his second foul of the game.
To a certain extent, you like the aggressiveness, but that's 2 fouls already. Take a step back.
Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And it's McGee with the jam.
And Millsap is a team player, someone who is very willing to make the right pass to an open teammate.
The pass to Jackson. And again, the turnover by the Clippers. In the second quarter, held scoreless. Rajon Rondo's checked in for Reggie Jackson. Denver leading by 9. Morris with the ball. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Over to the wing. Millsap finds Green. Morris outside. Shot clock at 6. From downtown. Can't hit that one. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Over in the corner, Beverly. No good with the triple. Nuggets have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Pull up Jay and Paul Millsap. The bucket on the assist by Green. Millsap's got the lead up to 11 now for the Nuggets. And here are the Clippers. And Leonard has it in the corner. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. For Denver, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working. There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
And McGee kicks to Morris. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. McGee, the pass to Harrison. Back to McGee. Morris outside. No good on the 3. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it. Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. George is checked in for the Clippers. That's tipped.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots. Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Clippers trail by 9. 46 seconds left in the first half of the game. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Morris. Batum comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Kennard, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Gordon dishes the bowl. Up and in on the layup. And it's an 11-point Denver lead.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. The deep three from George. From beyond the arc and then some. George has got 10 points.
Well, Paul George able to keep that shot high in the air. This is a dangerous long-range bomber.
Jackson against Rivers. Inside, here's Jokic, and Jokic slams it in.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to half. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to some incredible work in this one by Nikola Jokic. He had 14 points.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You look at Jokic in this game, he has been everywhere.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
It felt like his work on the interior really gave this offense a boost. Let's see if he can dominate the rest of the way.
So for the Clippers right now, Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Morris in at the power forward. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Denver leading by 10. And here's Rivers. Throws it up high. Bull can't hit.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Back to Rivers. On the wing, Gordon. Kicks it to Rivers. Gordon, the pass to Rivers. Denver needs to get off his shot, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Clippers trail by 8. Now George. He's got 12. Pass to Leonard. Over Porter. On the wing, Morris. Back to Leonard. Porter with the steal. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Gordon's running. Here's Jokic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Kawhi Leonard. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big man, Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
And the Clippers making a change here. Man's checked in. Here's Zubac, and it's sent back by Jokic.
And check out Jokic using not just his length, but also the timing. The offensive player better think twice next time.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
Pass to Zubac. Down low, here's Morris. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Zubac kicks to Beverly. In the corner, George with it. And again, no good by the Clippers.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
It's Rivers on the wing. Passes it to Jokic. The Clippers grab the miss. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
I'll tell you, that's the speed of Paul George on the drive. Amazing attack on the rim.
Here's Rivers. Paul George making his last shot. To the paint. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Rondo comes in for Patrick Beverly. Now here's Rondo. He kicks it to Morris. Man passes to Rondo. Over in the corner, Cousins. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Cousins has got it back down to within single digits for the Clippers. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. And the wide open shot from Morris. The Nuggets with another miss. And so Cousins will bring it up for Los Angeles. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. The Nuggets leading by 7. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his third foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. There's 1:17 left to play here in the third. Millsap kicks to Morris. Over Rondo. Stolen by Jackson. And now here's Rondo, the fast break opportunity. And Jackson gets it to go.
Yeah, you got to respect the awareness level of Rondo. When his teammates have a clean look at the basket, the ball gets there without hesitation.
Now here is Morris. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And he converts the layup. And the Nuggets lead by 7.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
And the pass to Cousins. Kennard on the wing. Floats it up for Cousins. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, you've got to have a rim runner, and DeMarcus Cousins filling the role beautifully.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Morris. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. The Nuggets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
At the line for your Nuggets, Monte Morris.
Free throw good for Morris. A different look for Denver. Jokic has checked in for JaVale McGee. Gordon comes in for Green, and Porter subbed in for Harrison. The Clippers also changing it up. Ivica Zubac has checked in for DeMarcus Cousins, and Kawhi Leonard comes in for Rajon Rondo.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Morris passes to Jokic. 1 second left, and Jokic slams it in.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Nuggets ahead. They lead by 7. And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Denver leading by 7. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Rivers out there with Michael Porter. And it's Gordon in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Porter kicks to Rivers. Batum grabs the miss. Clippers trail by 7. Nobody near Leonard. That one off the back iron and out.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
A nice shot by Rivers.
Well, tremendous composure on the interior from the guard, Austin Rivers. He's got the frame to complete that play.
Here's Kennard. Offensive rebound. Ball's knocked loose. Millsap with the steal. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
To the middle, here's Porter. Great D that time from Batum. LA's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Here's Leonard. Nice move. Whistle blows, and here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, guys, I was able to catch what Mike Malone said to his team. His key message was, don't get comfortable. Those guys are going to come at us with everything they've got. Let's bring the intensity and stay focused on every possession. Kevin, back to you.
Up top, Morris. Defended by Beverly. Double team on Millsap. Clock at 6. There's Green with the 3. Batum grabs the miss. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
George passes to Leonard. Lays it up and banks it in. Leonard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
And now the fast break. George with the ball. Outside, Batum. Rivers against Zubac. Now here's Leonard. Not a lot of room. Over Gordon. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. And the Nuggets making a change here. McGee's checked in. And then for Los Angeles, Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Gordon against Leonard. Out to the right wing. And Jokic with the basket on the assist by Gordon. Jokic has got 20 points. Huge.
Jokic comes through just fearless. What an option.
Inside. Kicks it out to Leonard. And it's Leonard again missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And it's clear Porter is a gutsy guy, someone who enjoys taking and making huge shots for his team.
George finds Morris. George with the ball. And McGee picks him up defensively. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. He hits the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
Well, Paul George smack dab in the middle of the prime of his career, and maybe underestimated is his drive to win.
Denver making a switch here. Harrison's checked in, and Los Angeles making a change here as well. Andrew Beverly, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. To the inside, it's stolen by Morris. Now the Clippers moving it up to tie it up. It drops. And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Pass to McGee. It's in!
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
Leonard kicks to Morris. Count it!
And that's a clutch bucket by Morris, showing the team they can count on him down the stretch.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Harrison passes to Jokic. Kicks it out to Gordon. McGee with no one around. Oh, no good. And that's an intentional foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
Gets the first. That will put them up by 2.
Marcus Morris has proven that he can be effective in any system in the NBA, understands his role as a stretch 4.
Big-time free throws there. That could be the difference. It forces them now into a three-point attempt.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're behind by 3. 5 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And with this much time, they should be able to draw up a play and get themselves a decent look from the three-point line. Still, the D is going to be waiting for it in a contested 3. Never an easy shot.
5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Gordon, it counts. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Well, this game separates the men from the boys. Aaron Gordon, big-time delivery.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
Greg, this is all about execution. Can you free an open...
David, thank you. Tonight, dealing with some injury. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. We've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there at Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. Lillard fires away from way outside. Here's Nurkic. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
Knocks it loose. Stolen by McCollum. And now Lillard pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Drains the jumper to finish the break.
Wow, the speed of Lillard. So masterful at making decisions in the fast break situations.
And McCollum on the floor. All business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player. Very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Great court awareness from the crafty guard McCollum. I mean, a good teammate who likes hitting his open guys.
George passes to Morris. Fires from the wing. Rebound by the Trailblazers. And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Trailblazers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Now here's Lillard. There's the pass to Nurkic. Lillard against Leonard. Passes to Powell. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Well, that's just a lucky break for the D. Yeah, keep giving him that shot. Bad things will happen.
Clearly a foul.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Free throw good for Morris.
While the shooting of Morris provides his team with this crucial, just a real valuable part of this team.
Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Powell kicks to McCollum. Pass to Lillard. There's the 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Morris. The putback. It's good on the putback.
And that's the activity on the offensive glass they like to see out of Kawhi. When he's in full hustle mode, they're a much stronger team.
Lillard against Leonard. Portland again missing.
Not the most productive quarter he'll ever have, but his shot selection's been a little bit dubious. Their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
Lillard against Leonard. From deep three-point range, Lillard again missing.
If his performance this quarter is any indication, I don't think he's the one who's going to let them out of the hole.
Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instinct. He doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, at the center and the swing position, those are two guys that still are very reliable.
And 1:01 left in the first quarter. Here's Beverly, and Covington sends it back. And now Lillard pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And then Lillard slams it in.
Respect the leaping ability of Lillard, or you'll get dunked on.
Los Angeles leading by 3. George looking around. They get it back. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Leonard against Lillard. The Trailblazers with the new shot clock. And the rejection by Zubac. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile one block.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Cantor comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And Anthony subbed in for Robert Covington. And then for Los Angeles, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Marcus Morris. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly.
This is why Kennard's teammates appreciate him. He's good at sharing the wealth when they're uncovered.
And so it's Los Angeles holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They've been... And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched upon the...
What we've learned is staying together.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Batum is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Reggie Jackson. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Kennard in at the 3. Pass to Anthony. And they call an illegal screen here.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, even a slight movement is going to catch a ref's eye. I mean, they're trained to focus on that.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Mann's checked in. Jackson drives in. Yes, that goes in. Jackson's got the lead up to 10 now for Los Angeles.
And Jackson is a genius at finishing on his drives. He just has so many tricks up his sleeve.
And the rejection by Cousins.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Batum, good.
Oh, and Batum just has astounding body control, which is what allows him to hit shots despite obvious physical contact.
Here's Simons, and the rejection by Cousins. They get it back. Anthony finds Canner. Shot to stop the run, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
A strong interior player. When Cantor is looking to score, he isn't afraid of attracting contact.
Both shots good from the stripe. Clippers leading by 10. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Stolen by McCollum. All alone. And McCollum with the slam.
Ever the opportunist. C.J. sparks a successful fast break with his quick hands.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Now the pass to Kennard. And Batum kicks to Kennard. Cousins. Rebound by Anthony. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Now, that's the staple of Cantor's game. This guy has a knack for knowing how to come up with offensive boards.
Floats it up for Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
That's just a sensational play from Cousins. He leaps off the floor so quickly when he has an opportunity for that alley-oop slam.
He lobs it up. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Well, it's all about post position for Cousins. I mean, once he has it, the defense is toast.
Kennard against McCollum. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Jackson against McCollum. Outside for Batum. Back to Jackson. Stolen by Cantor. And now McCollum running the floor all by himself.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Clippers leading by 6. Jackson with it. Here's Kennard. And Jones sends it back. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And then for the Clippers, Marcus Morris is checked in for Batum. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Beverley. No points in the game yet for him. There's 39 seconds left now here in the second. 5 to shoot. Here's Cousins. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
And the bruising game of Cousins, nearly impossible to match up with him given his massive size.
Trailblazers trail by 6. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half. Lillard fires away from way outside. The long distance 3 is buried. Lillard's got 10 points in the game.
Lillard's so focused, even from way outside. He knows he can still make these shots.
Outside for Rondo. That one wide left. And oh, here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. No good. That would have tied it. At the elbow, it's George. Doesn't go for him. And that'll do it for the first half. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. And for the Clippers, the wing. And that'll...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? Keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Tearing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 down low. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Now Beverly. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Trains the three-pointer. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Morris with the tip. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Clippers lead by 3.
And the quick feet of Beverly really jetting it down the open court for a high percentage opportunity.
Lillard finds Covington. Chalk up 2 there.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And so Beverly will bring it up for the Clippers. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Morris has got 5 now.
When Morris gets it down in the paint, he's deadly, using his big arms to get these shots up and in.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Leonard against Lillard. To the paint. Covington. Morris with the block.
Just fantastic defense for Morris, getting right in the face of the shooter and coming up with the rejection.
So for the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Derek Jones in for McCollum. The Clippers also making some changes. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Morris. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. Jackson kicks to Batum. Outside, George. Lays it up off the glass. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
Even with the D giving him a lot of attention, he's still finding ways to light him up.
Here's Lillard. They get the rebound. An easy 2 points on the layup. 8 points for him.
A true inside-outside player. We know Kanter can hit a 3, but he's at his best closer in.
Jackson in the corner. From past the arc. Here's Zubats. And Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Lillard from outside. Kanter. And Kanter able to finish. Kanter's got the lead up to 1 now for the Trailblazers.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? George finds Jackson. Passes it to Batum. That shot off the mark. Good work defensively by Anthony. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Simons, he's checked in for Lillard. The Clippers also changing it up. Man's checked in. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Powell, the pass to Simons. No good that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Pass to Kennard. Fires the 3. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
An occasional over-the-back call is fine with him. That's just how he plays and how he attacks the glass.
Yeah, sometimes he's going to keep the possession alive. Sometimes he's going to commit the foul.
Clippers trail by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Kennard kicks to Rondo. Zubac trying to break loose. Rondo, good.
Good unselfish play from Kennard. I mean, pockets and assists instead of forcing his own shot.
29 seconds left in the third. Here's Simons. And that one is stuffed right through.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Oh, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. Powell dishes to Jones. And it's Anthony at the elbow. Powell. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
How about the unselfishness? Night in and night out, we see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Setting the floor for the Clippers, we've got Marcus Morris. Rajon Rondo is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's man in at the small forward position. Beverly, the pass to Morris. Goes back up. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
McCollum's checked in for the Trailblazers. Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Jones dishes to McCollum. Kicks to Nurkic. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Nurkic has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Trailblazers. Clippers trail by 5. Outside Rondo. He's off on that one. Good work defensively by Jones.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Good on the triple.
And sometimes McCollum is automatic from there. You can't give him this shot if you're the D.
Beverly against McCollum. And it's Beverly missing, and that's an intentional foul. And Portland making a change here. Covington's checked in. Paul George, he's checked in for the Clippers. And the Clippers call time here.
Every time out, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Now, that's what coaches are paid to do, right? I mean, curious to see what they go with here.
Lillard's checked in for Portland. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He was not pleased. He said, you guys look dead out there. Told him they've got to play with more activity. And then he said, this is not going to cut it. I have to see who's going to step it up, guys.
And it's Leonard missing. Trailblazers leading by 8. Lillard outside. From deep. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 3 assists in the game. McCollum against George. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
A guy with George's focus can shrug off the contact. He won't let the defender disrupt his rhythm.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. They've played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Floats it up there for Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Here's Giles, covered by Morris. Just 5 to shoot. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Leonard. Finished off the break.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Here's Lillard. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. And Lillard gets double teamed. Cullen passes to Nurkic. Shot clock at 3. High post try. But they get it back. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Morris has got his 4th rebound in this one. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from George.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Back to Lillard. And it's good for 2.
Now that's just how you draw it up, right? As easy as a look as they could find.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. And the dunk by Zubac.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Lillard dishes to Covington. Lillard against Leonard. And Lillard kicks to McCullough. And another 3 for Portland.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
Well, as long as they're hitting like this, how can you blame them? They're on a tear.
Beverly looking around. Leonard fires away from outside. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. 44 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And a deep 3 from Lillard. Offensive rebound. Nurkic the pass to Giles. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, the game got away from them, but hopefully they've learned some things, and hopefully they'll be able to make some adjustments next time.
The shot by George, wide open. Los Angeles with another miss. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Now here's McCollum. And so it's Portland winning this one. It was a thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it.